Welcome to another deep dive. Today, we're tackling this big question. How do you build wealth and achieve financial freedom? We're going to be going beyond that usual advice you hear all the time and getting into the mindset of attracting wealth. We've got a really insightful conversation to help guide us today. It's between Naval Ravikant and Nibi. They're both, successful entrepreneurs and investors, and they've got some pretty interesting ideas to share.
Yeah, a lot of people talk about wealth creation, but they don't really dig into the deeper principles behind it. Like, what's the mindset you need? What character traits do you need? What are the strategies that actually make a difference? That's what we are going to be talking about today.
Right, exactly. And one of the first things that really stood out to me from their conversation was how they reframe this whole idea of luck. It's not just like you're lucky or unlucky. Naval breaks it down into 4 types of luck.
Yeah, it's really helpful, I think, how he demystifies the idea of luck, because it's not just this mystical force out there that's completely out of our control. He starts with blind luck, which is just pure chance, right? Winning the lottery. There's not much we can do about that. But then he goes into the types of luck that we can actually influence.
Okay, so what are those? What's the first one we can influence?
Well, he talks about hustle luck.
Hustle luck.
It's all about taking action, putting yourself out there. The more you do, the more likely you are to kind of stumble upon something fortunate.
So if you're constantly networking, attending industry events, reaching out to people you admire, you're increasing your chances of meeting the right person or just finding the right opportunity.
Exactly. You're putting yourself in a position to be lucky.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
So is that it?
No, there's more. So the third type of luck is spotting luck.
Spotting luck.
This is where your expertise really comes in. You develop like a keen eye for recognizing those lucky breaks that other people might miss. And that's because you have that knowledge and experience in a specific field.
Okay. So it's like being able to read those signals that other people might overlook because they don't have the background.
Yeah, exactly.
So let's say if you're an avid reader in a specific industry, you might spot a trend emerging from research that other people haven't caught on to yet.
You're ahead of the curve, giving you a first mover advantage.
Okay. So it's about honing your skills, being super knowledgeable in a certain area, but then he gets even more interesting with that fourth type, character luck.
Oh, yeah. This is where it gets really interesting.
What is that?
This is where it becomes less about chance and more about deliberately cultivating the right qualities.
I like it.
So character luck is about becoming the kind of person who attracts opportunities. You build a reputation for being reliable, trustworthy, having a unique skill set, and that just draws people to you.
It opens doors.
Yeah, it creates these fortunate situations.
What really helped me grasp this was Naval's example of the deep sea diver.
Oh.
It's imagine someone discovers a sunken treasure chest, but they can't reach it.
Right.
That's their blind luck.
Unlucky, right. They can't get to it.
Exactly. But it becomes the diver's character luck because they have that unique skill set to actually capitalize on that discovery.
Right.
Yeah.
It highlights how our unique abilities and our character traits can actually position us to benefit from what might seem like random events.
So if we focus on building those 3 types of luck we talked about, the hustle, the spotting, and the character, we can essentially kind of minimize the impact of that random blind luck.
Right. Yeah. It's almost like we're taking control of our own destiny in a way.
Exactly. And I love how Nivi emphasizes that. Building this kind of character luck often involves embracing some eccentricity. You got to be willing to stand out, to operate on those edges, those fringes where other people haven't explored.
Yeah. It's about being comfortable with being different. And he even quotes some thought-provoking statements from, other successful people. Sam Altman said, extreme people get extreme results. And Jeffrey Pfeffer noted that you can't be normal and expect abnormal returns. It's about having the courage to pursue your unique path, even if it seems a little unconventional.
That resonates with me. It's about finding your own niche, that thing where you can really excel and offer something unique to the world.
Yeah, absolutely. That's how you create real value.
Right. And that's how you stand out from the crowd.
And it ties into Naval's next point about owning equity. He makes this really bold statement. He says, you're not going to get rich renting out your time. You must own equity.
Ooh.
And that leads to a fundamental question. Why is owning equity so crucial for wealth creation?
Yeah, why is that?
Well, he argues that when you're just trading time for money, there's a limit to how much you can actually earn.
Okay.
Your income is directly tied to the hours you put in, and you're always replaceable. Someone else could always be trained to do your job. And there's also this lack of creative control, right? You're essentially working within someone else's vision.
Working for the man.
Yeah, exactly. But with equity, on the other hand, your potential for wealth creation isn't capped by your time or your effort. You own a piece of something that can grow and appreciate in value over time.
So you're not just exchanging your time for a limited return.
Yeah.
You're participating in the growth of an asset,
Right.
whether it's a business or an idea or even intellectual property.
Yeah,
And that has the potential to generate much greater wealth.
for sure.
And then it talks about leverage, which is another key concept.
Yeah.
Naval encourages us to look for professions or opportunities where our inputs and outputs are disconnected.
Okay.
In other words, where our efforts can be amplified to create a much larger impact.
Yeah.
It makes me think of that classic example Naval uses, the lumberjack versus the software engineer.
Yeah.
The lumberjack's output is directly proportional to their physical effort.
Yeah.
More trees cut down equals more money earned.
Right.
But a software engineer who creates something like Bitcoin, that can generate billions of dollars in value with their code.
It's a powerful illustration of how leverage can amplify your impact, right? The software engineer's work can potentially scale exponentially, reaching millions of people, whereas the lumberjack is inherently limited by their physical capacity.
It's not to say that one's better than the other.
Right?
It's just about realizing that different types of work offer varying degrees of leverage.
Exactly.
That's a really interesting way to think about it. It makes you kind of question your own career path and what kind of leverage it offers,
For sure.
It's not just about working hard, it's about working smart.
Absolutely.
Finding those ways to amplify your efforts.
And it's not even necessarily limited to specific professions either.
Okay.
Think about a writer. They could leverage their skills by creating an online course that reaches thousands of students.
Right.
Or an artist who uses social media to build an audience and then sell their work directly to fans. So leverage can really be applied in so many different ways, regardless of your field.
It's about thinking outside the box and finding those creative solutions, going beyond the traditional limits.
Yeah.
But going back to the idea of owning equity, I was really struck by Naval's emphasis on building a reputation as a trustworthy and reliable deal maker. He says this kind of character attracts unique opportunities because people are more willing to partner with you, offer you deals, bring you into their networks.
They want to work with you.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
It's about becoming someone people want to work with, someone they trust to deliver on their promises.
Exactly.
And he uses Warren Buffett as a great example.
Oh, yeah, he's a good one.
Buffett's reputation as a long-term, value-driven investor that's opened doors to deals and opportunities that most people wouldn't even hear about.
Let alone participate in, yeah.
Right. And it's almost like becoming a magnet for those character luck moments.
It is.
Remember we talked about that earlier.
Yeah.
People want to be associated with you. They believe in your vision and they trust your judgment.
But, Naval also points out that this kind of reputation comes with a lot of responsibility.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
You have to consistently live up to those expectations,
Oh, absolutely.
Maintain that high level of integrity. It's not just about saying the right things, it's about doing the right things, even when no one is watching.
It's about walking the walk.
Yeah, exactly.
Not just talking the talk.
And it ties into a bigger theme that kind of runs through this whole conversation. It's not just about accumulating wealth.
Okay.
It's about becoming the kind of person who deserves it.
I like that.
Yeah.
It's
about cultivating those character traits and that mindset that attracts success rather than just chasing after the money.
Right.
It's about personal growth and becoming the best version of yourself.
Yeah.
The financial rewards just follow naturally as a result of that journey.
And speaking of the journey, remember how they talked about how consistently taking action and building those skills and cultivating your character essentially shifts the odds in your favor.
Yes.
You're, what do they call it? Running out of unluck.
Yeah. That's such a cool concept.
What is that? Exactly.
It's about realizing that while we can't control every single aspect of our lives, we can definitely influence those outcomes. And that's by consistently putting in the effort, learning from our experiences, and refining our approach.
So it's like creating a positive feedback loop. The more you invest in yourself, the more opportunities start to present themselves.
Exactly.
And you're more equipped to actually recognize those opportunities and capitalize on them because you've developed the skills and the knowledge and the networks to make things happen.
It's not about eliminating risk altogether, but it's more about minimizing the impact of that random chance and really maximizing your ability to navigate whatever challenges might come up.
So instead of feeling like you're at the mercy of fate, you're proactively shaping your own destiny. You're taking control.
That's the key.
And that brings us back to that core message of this deep dive. Building wealth, it's less about luck and more about becoming the kind of person who attracts opportunities.
It really is.
It's about developing the mindset, skills, and character traits that make you a valuable asset in the world.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's something that's within everyone's reach. No
Definitely.
matter what your background is, your starting point.
As a matter.
It's about making that conscious choice to invest in yourself and build a life that's aligned with your values and aspirations.
It's about shifting from a scarcity mindset to an abundance mindset. You know?
Oh, yeah. Tell me more about that. What does that mean?
It's about moving away from this idea that there's only a limited amount of wealth to go around. Like we all have to fight over scraps. And instead, it's about embracing this belief that there are countless opportunities out there. Like you can create value and achieve success without taking it away from someone else.
It's like instead of fighting for a slice of a small pie, you're working to bake a bigger pie for everyone.
Yeah, exactly.
And you know what? It really resonated with me when Naval talked about feeling like almost overwhelmed by all the different ways to create wealth these days.
Yeah.
And to contribute to society, too, especially in today's world,
Right.
in the digital age.
It really speaks to the incredible potential that we all have at our fingertips.
Yeah.
With technology and access to information, like there are more avenues than ever to build businesses, to solve problems, and to really make a positive impact on the world.
And that leads us to this really crucial question that Naval and Nibi leave us with. What unique skills, knowledge, or character traits can you cultivate to start attracting your own character luck?
It's a powerful call to action, you know? It encourages us to think about, what are our strengths? What are our passions? Where can we really make a unique contribution?
Right.
It's about finding that intersection of your talents and your interests, and there's a genuine need for that in the marketplace.
It's about like identifying your unique value proposition and figuring out how to leverage it, right?
Exactly.
To create something really meaningful, something impactful.
It is.
This entire conversation has been so insightful. It's given me a whole new perspective on like wealth creation.
Yeah.
And it's not just about, financial strategies. It's about personal growth, becoming the best version of yourself and, contributing to the world in a positive way.
And it's a reminder that building wealth, it's a journey, not a destination.
Yeah.
It's about continuous learning and growth and self-discovery.
It's about embracing the process.
Yeah.
And finding joy in the pursuit of your goals.
Absolutely.
So what about you? How have these ideas resonated with you? What steps are you going to take to cultivate your own character luck? We'd love to hear your thoughts, so leave us a comment below. And until next time, keep diving deep and keep seeking knowledge.